Welcome to another video from Roland Mösel, founder of Planetary Engineering Group Earth. Land for energy, affordable housing, efficient energy transition, cheap electricity for worldwide wealth. Photovoltaic expansion in Germany and other countries is far too slow. And when we look at the battery storage expansion, it's extremely small. So this is not usable for an energy transition. It takes far too long time. Let's look at the foundations of an energy transition. Up to 70 gigawatt photovoltaics in Germany. It is possible to have direct grid feed-in. Yes, the sun shines, the photovoltaic delivers electricity, and somewhere we switch off an caloric power plant. But this works only as long as there are enough caloric power plants to switch off. You cannot switch off more than are switched on. And so we have a board of 70 gigawatt. And typically we could have a 40 kilowatt photovoltaic system and connect it with a 3-phase 50 ampere connection to the grid. In the next phase, we use batteries for day-night balancing. And here we can go from 70 gigawatt to 300 gigawatt photovoltaic. And now the typical equipment could be additional 100 kilowatt hours of battery storage for the 40 kilowatt photovoltaic, but for the grid connection we need only the half. Now only 25 amperes 3-phase current connection. And at 300 gigawatt and a sunny summer day, we have 24 hours only electricity by photovoltaic, and we have still more. And there we came in the next phase, over 300 gigawatt. In this case, we install power to methane to utilize the excess power. In Germany are already much methane storage. We need a little bit more, but this is not a problem. And we need combined cycle power plants. We have already, it's a useful technique, and only difference here is we increase the battery to 120 kilowatt hours because all the night the power to methane units should have equal electricity supply, and so we need a little bit more battery. I work on the project Germany Next Generation, and home ownership cheaper than rental apartment. Oh, super, great. But it works only in areas with a favorable land price. When I go only 10 kilometers away from Salzburg, land price is so high that I am sure not cheaper than a rental apartment when there is a house with 10 stores. So to have a fast energy transition, we have to have a new concept to make it possible. With climate protection superiority houses as the backbone of the energy transition, when we make this really very, very fast, then we could have 2027 120,000 houses, and these houses have 60 gigawatt photovoltaic, as much as 2022 are installed in all Germany from the past decades, and these houses have 150 gigawatt hours of batteries. All Germany has just right now only 38 gigawatt hours of storage power plants, and we can also do considerable optimization through these storage devices. Some years later, the next milestone, 5 million climate protection superiority houses can supply alone all Germany from 0 to 24 p.m. This is 0 a.m. until 12 p.m. all the day, all the 24 hours of the day with electricity alone, because these houses would have 250 gigawatt of photovoltaic and 625 gigawatt hours of battery storage. Sunny week in Germany, and all Germany could run only on photovoltaic from these houses, nothing else. Next milestone, 2040, 12 million houses, 600 gigawatt of photovoltaics, 10 times more than we have today here, 1,500 gigawatt hours of batteries, and all privately financed by people who want to live better and cheaper. And the only government effort for all this is loan guarantees, because much people may be credit unworthy, so government has to give a guarantee. We guarantee we pay this house, yes, and that some zoning are declared for land for energy building land. Let's look at a typical price situation. There's a high price city. In the city, ground is very expensive, 1,000 to 2,000 euro per square meter. And around the city are still 500 to 1,000, and we go a little bit more far away from the city, 200 to 500, and much more far away from the high price city, only 200 and less per square meter. But unfortunately, high price city can be close together. So we cannot go far enough away from one city, because we come closer to the other city where is also a high price area. High price countries have an competitive disadvantage. The worker has to pay the rent for his apartment. And when the rent is very, very high, he demands a very high loan for his work. And so it can happen, there's a high price country, and the rent for the apartment is so high that in a low price country, the same worker could repayment for house, car, other things, saving, provision for later, or he could pay all this. And in the high price country, he can only pay the rent for the apartment. So high prices destroy the competitiveness of a country. Now the concept for land for energy. Agricultural land has an average turnover of 2,500 euro per hectare and year. That's only 25 cents per square meter, and turnover, unequal profit. Profit could be maybe 20%, so we can calculate 5 cents per square meter, what he makes in a year. And now the state, the provincial government or the municipality comes to him and makes him an offer. We lease your land. We pay you 30 cents per square meter and year. This is an offer, you can say no to it. And what can the state, the provincial government or municipality do with this land? It declares land for energy. You can build here, but we give you the land only for energy. The lease for the land is not paid in money, it's paid in energy. 40 kilowatt hours per square meter and year. More south you could take much more. Germany is not a very sunny country, so here only 40 kilowatt hours per square meter and year. And additional conditions for this, 20 kilowatt hours have to be delivered in times where there is less than 100 watt per square meter of irradiation on a horizontal surface. This means in early morning hours, in early evening hours, and all the night, half of the energy should be delivered. And additional 10 kilowatt hour per square meter of storage service for electricity. This means they put electricity in your storage, they take it away, and in the year 10 kilowatt hours per square meter should be this service of electricity storage. And you should take from the grid a maximum of 1 kilowatt hours per square meter and year. Yes, this is for December and January, when there is an extreme cloudy week and you want to charge an electric car. Maybe all this photovoltaic is not enough for this, and then you are allowed to purchase a little bit electricity. And sure, there have to be penalties for non-compliance with the contract. This you have at every contract. Penalties when you do not obey the contract could be, for example, €1 per kilowatt hour not enough delivered, €1 per kilowatt hour what you take more from the grid than it is allowed. So you have to have really good houses with really good energy systems to fulfill the agreement of the lease contract. Now, what could the state, the provincial government or municipality do with it? First, it could participate in the spot market to create as much revenues as possible, or participate in the spot market to drive down the price of electricity, making it a more attractive place to do business. Politics can do in both directions. It is the voter, it is the political parties who have to make decisions about what to do with this possibility. Situations can change. Suddenly another method could be preferable. But it is an offer what a new possibility, what could be done. Or they establish a local energy community with low prices, sure, to make this a good business location. Yes, many different possibilities are here. And also, storage devices can optimize other electricity producers. Oh, I could make more than one video about this theme, about all the efficiencies and what would it mean when you can make it with a storage or not. And this is a big theme. This is very much, but it's a possibility to optimize the electricity production by storage service. I made 1 year ago a study. It would be even possible to run all Germany only on photovoltaic. This is also a new possibility because we have so much storage. We have this power to methane and the underground gas storages, and we have this combined cycle power plants. We could do it. We have to make studies. What is the best way? What mix of energy is cheapest for the people and most fast to realize? Offer and demand determines the price. You hear it often, and here I explain it. When the demand is higher than the offer, the price goes up. When you make an artificial shortage of land to build, the prices go up and up and up, and people will house in motorhomes, and people will house in tents, and you will destroy the business location, and people will leave the country, and big companies will leave the country. This is California. And now with the land for energy offer, you increase the offer very much, and now the prices go down. And this we want, that the prices for housing go down, to have as much climate protection superiority houses as possible to make a real working energy transition. Let's look what could this mean for the same area as I showed before. Here we have this yellow spot. These are land for energy areas, and because this is much more offer for ground, the prices go down. You see a much price decrease. Always remember, the government is for the people and not for the pleasure of real estate speculators. And with this, we can make a much better place, a much better business place. What is a good business place? Oh, the investor wants everything is cheap here, and the future workers of the investor want a very high standard of living. This is to make a circle to a quadrat. It's a big problem, but here we have a solution to have a cheap offer and also that the workers have a good living standard. And we have an energy transition. We come away from fossil energy and can do everything with electricity. And much of this electricity comes from areas, land for energy. This was another video from Roland Mösel, founder of Planetary Engineering Group Earth, and as always, like, comment, subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when I make my next video.